President Bongbong Marcos and Vice President Sara Duterte expressed their trust and confidence in each other amid reported tensions within the unity. Transport Group Piston led a jeepney strike today. How did it go? And in the Vatican, Pope Francis embraces inclusivity by inviting transgender women to lunch. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Sean Yao. Vice President Sara Duterte believes that she still has the vote of confidence of President Bongbong Marcos. This comes amid reports that there are cracks within the Uniteam alliance over the issue of the Vice President's confidential funds.
We're okay. Well, I believe that I still have the trust of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.
Meanwhile, Duterte said that her camp is looking into the alleged moves to impeach her. Speaker Martin Romualdez earlier denied that there were such efforts brewing at the House of Representatives.
Yes, we are currently doing our due diligence about this one, and then we will release a comment in the appropriate time.
The Vice President also had something to say about her future political plans. Duterte says she has none at this point, quelling reports that she is eyeing the presidency in 2028.
Hindi ko naman talaga ambisyon ng tumakbong Vice President, and lalong-lalo na ang President. Alam niyo naman lahat yan na sinabi ko noon na hindi ko gustong tumakbong President. Lahat ng ginagawa natin, we can only plan, but it will truly be God's plan that will prevail.
And same goes for President Bongbong Marcos, who says that all is well between him and VP Duterte. The chief executive was quick to downplay the possible ouster of Duterte over the supposed unconstitutional transfer of confidential funds. Marcos Jr. vouched for his vice president's performance, adding that impeachment talks are normal in Philippine politics. He also dismissed reports that the Uniteam split is now inevitable, stressing that the coalition is stronger than ever.
Particularly worrisome. There will always be an element that will want to change the results of an election. So, of course, binabantayan namin na mabuti because we don't want her to be impeached. We don't want her to. She does not deserve to be impeached. On a professional level, I have nothing but good things to say about the work that she has done in the Department of Education. On a very personal level, we get along very well because you cannot campaign for how many months was that? We were campaigning together without getting to know each other very well, and it turns out that we are very different.
Moving on to other news, the LTFRB says that the transport system was not paralyzed today by the jeepney strike led by Piston. Piston is protesting the PUV modernization program, saying their drivers and operators just cannot afford to buy new units. A modern jeepney costs around 2.8 million pesos each. The transport group is also against the mandatory franchise consolidation of jeepneys. And for its part, the LTFRB is hoping to sit down with officials of Piston to convince them to stop the strike scheduled until Wednesday. The agency says 13 transport routes were affected by today's Tigil Pasada.
Ang number one na issue po na palaging sinasabi ng mga nag-i-strike po is phase out po. Wala pong katotohanan yan dahil ang hiniling lang naman namin sa mga jeepney operators ngayon ay bumuo po sila ng isang kooperatiba which is the initial step to fleet modernization. My office is open po sa mga request po nila. Ang usapan lang po is alin po doon ang doable kagad, alin doon ang kailangan ng konting panahon para maiayos.
Nagkakandalugi yung mga modernized jeep sa kadahilanan. Walang pyesa na mabili dito. Kaya kung sino yung mga masisirang unit, kinakahoy na lang yan. Kinakahoy at ikinakabit dun sa mga may konting depresa para tumakbo yung isang unit.
We have more stories for you after this quick break. Keep it here on One News. Thank you for staying with us here on One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. Motorists will be seeing another round of oil price rollbacks starting tomorrow, Tuesday, November 21. Diesel prices are slated to go down by 65 centavos a liter, while gasoline prices will be cheaper by 75 centavos. The price of kerosene will likewise be slashed by 60 centavos a liter. These price adjustments mark the third straight week of rollbacks in petroleum prices. And we're bringing you some updates on the still raging Israel and Hamas war. Premature babies have been evacuated from Gaza's largest hospital, Al-Shifa. The UN and the Red Crescent carried out a joint operation to move 31 babies to Rafah, near the border crossing to Egypt. Some infants had experienced vomiting, diarrhea, and weight loss after drinking polluted water. The Gaza Health Ministry earlier reported that 8 premature babies had died at Al-Shifa due to lack of power and medicine. Israel is claiming that Hamas has executed one of its captives right at the Al-Shifa hospital. Tel Aviv is searching for some 240 hostages that the militant group took during the October 7 assault. One of whom was 19-year-old Israeli army conscript Noah Marciano, whose body was recovered last week. Hamas said that the victim died in an Israeli airstrike, but Israel cited forensic examination to refute the claim. The Israeli military also released a video showing a group of men frog-marching an individual into a hospital. Hamas said it took some captives to hospitals for treatment. And the United States has denied a report that Israel and the Hamas have already agreed to a temporary ceasefire. But the United States is still working on an agreement along these lines. Citing people familiar with this supposed deal, the Washington Post earlier reported that Israel and Hamas will pause the fighting for 5 days. This window will be used to free dozens of women and children being held hostage in Gaza. Tel Aviv believes that such can happen even without a truce.
We are hopeful that we can get a significant number of hostages freed in the coming days. I don't want to go into the details of these talks. They are obviously very sensitive. The less we go into the details, the better the chances of such a deal. But they are very serious efforts, and I'm hopeful that we can have a deal in the coming days.
And Pope Francis hosted a special lunch to mark the Catholic Church's World Day of the Poor. His guests included a community of transgender women who have forged a remarkable friendship with the pontiff. The details in this video from the Associated Press.
Hello.
Hello.
E io mi metto un cappuccio e mi faccio un giretto così dopo. Stamattina acqua va bene, dopo no, ma adesso Ay, no, vos no te la querés comer hasta de neti, ¿no?
Bello per noi trans che siamo un po' dimenticati.
Laura?
È un gran piacere, un aiuto morale per noi, perché noi tante volte le persone si dimenticano di noi, no?
Ok. Porque
Non me lo sono aspettato, non me l'avessi aspettato mai. Sono molto contenta, grazie a Dio e a Lui per tutto lo che mi ha aiutato nella pandemia, quando abbiamo stato male. In più è argentino come me.
So she left her
Chiedo scusa, posso avvicinarmi?
Catch the day's very latest headlines on The Big Story, coming to you later at 8 p.m. I'm Sean Yao. We are One News. All sides, all the time.